Good afternoon, welcome one and all. So today this is the fourth day of our induction program. So we have got a distinguished speaker from ISKCON, whose name is Sri Ananta Shana Dasa. I got the privilege of welcoming the guest. The present, he is a monk, youth guide, and personality development coach at ISKCON Bangalore. His educational credentials are: he is an electronics and communication engineer. Students, again repeating it, is an electronics and communication engineer and worked as an analyst for an MNC company. Later, he switched on to marketing and strategy as it offered more flavor and time to explore new things in life. His aim is to desire is to serve the society, and his love to meet new people turned him to a trainer and a life coach. He has addressed and motivated so many youth from different reputed institutions on various subject matters that are an integral part of our day-to-day, and prompting such as balancing life, handling success and stress, relationship management, to name a few. So he has got is a distinguished speaker and wide experience in these areas. So today, on behalf of JSS Academy of Technical Education, I welcome Ananta Shana Das sir. I welcome you, sir, on behalf of principal and all the distinguished colleagues, myself and Dr. Chaudhary sir. Welcome you once again. Now I request the speaker to address the students. So any questions from the students at the end of the session, you can just put in a chat box. Depending on the availability of time, we'll address the questions. Thank you.
So thank you very much for your introduction. I'm very happy to be with all of you. It always excites me to be with students because students are the future of the country. Also, during this pandemic, especially in the Bangalore region, where I've seen Akshay Patra working and all of it, there are a lot of youngsters who have come out very bravely, very boldly to become COVID warriors. So I feel India is going through a transformative phase where youngsters are going to lead and make this country very beautiful. So I'm very happy to be with all of you. And today we're going to discuss something very interesting. Today we're going to talk about the topic of mind control and emotional balance. I was told that all of you have been going through an entire day of sessions online. So let me start with a tiny joke to lighten up the moment. Somebody sent me this as a forward. So they were telling me, I asked one young man who's currently doing studies at a college, a particular college. So he told me that it's very tiring sometimes, and sometimes I face challenges. Then I asked him, what about exams? How do you feel about exams? Some colleges have gone for online, some are offline. So unfortunately, he had to go online. He had to go offline. So he had to travel all the way from some northern part of India, and then he had to come here, write the exams. So he showed me a meme video, and he said, this is how I feel. That meme video was very nice. It said, writing offline exams after attending sessions online is like joining the army after playing PUBG, right? So I was although I laughed at it, I was very surprised as to why this kind of a thought comes in. He said that the real pressure comes when I sit in the classroom. I face real challenges when I sit in the classroom. And I know all of you have been attending labs. You come here in the evening, all this session and all of it. I hope to make your time the best use of your time and give you the best things possible. So let's begin with session today without any further ado. All of you can freely post your questions. Any questions you have, you can directly send it to me or the panel. My name here is the speaker, Ananta Das, so you can directly send it. And I will definitely give about 10 minutes towards the end for the questions. So let's begin. This session is dedicated to His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. He's the founder Acharya of ISKCON, also the man behind the inspiration, the light behind Akshay Patra. I'm very happy to share that Akshay Patra in the past 1 year during the entire pandemic period has served about 12.5 crore meals to all the migrant workers, laborers, and different people who need this. We're also trying to help the government officials, the BBMP officials, and all of them to serve our people better. So today we'll be learning just three simple things. Okay, three simple things about the mind. Why do we need to control the mind? And I want you to be interactive. All of you have a phone where you can chat. So instead of going on WhatsApp, you can send that to me. So the second one is understanding the mechanism of the mind. How does this beautiful tool work? And then the third one is how to manage the mind. So methods of mind management. So we're going to explore these beautiful things, simple formulas, simple ideas. We're going to keep this easy, easy peasy. So you're going to have a good time today. So I want you to start with one simple small thing. Please send me your answers. Let me know, why is it necessary to control the mind? Why do we have to control it? You can tell it from your experience. I remember somebody had shared with me, when they go to exams, although they have studied the whole night, they've revised it 10 times, they feel a sense of fear. So this could be, I want to come out of that sense of fear. Or it could be that when you're very happy, you make some promises, you make some plans, but then when it comes to executing, you may lack. So let me know, why do you feel this mind control is so important? Why should we learn this mind control? All of you can send it to me in the chat section. Feel free. I'll give you about 3-4 minutes. I want all of you to answer. Go ahead. At least most of you, I can read out your answers as well. Okay. I have one answer. Peace of mind. Oh, definitely required in today's technological world, right? Nothing wrong with technology. Technology is the most beautiful thing. I mean, imagine this in pandemic when people are separated, they can't meet each other. Right now, we are able to meet, but it's the mind. Okay. I'm an engineer, so I can tell this with confidence. Okay. Because things we don't control us. Yes, if you don't have control over the mind, it's a big challenge. To increase our efficiency, yes. Okay. There's a nice answer, because it's our mind. So its mind means it should listen to me. How can it not listen to me? Okay. Because things are not under control and discipline usually go in the wrong direction. Okay. Maintain balance. Okay. Yes. Looking for something unique. We have the ability to control, so we should control. Okay. That's a good answer. But that doesn't say why you want to control. Yes, you have the power to control. I also agree. But why? It is a monkey. Both positive and negative thoughts come through our mind, and it's necessary. Yes. Avoid overthinking. Oh, yes. What will happen? This will happen. That will happen. Oh, we're going to discover all these different factors today. Very sophisticated machine. So we should learn how to use it efficiently and to stop it from deviating towards negative thoughts. Okay. Good. Avoid monotonity. Yes. Monotonous nature of mind. Don't let it bore us. Okay. To control our thoughts and actions, to become powerful. Okay. Very good. Very interesting. Very nice. Okay. I've got good answers. I think it'll be on the similar lines that all of you will be sharing. Do not get fooled easily. Ah, yes. Today you have so many online scams as well. Somebody sent me a link saying Amazon iPhone for something. And then I looked at the link because, naturally from EC background. So you have that technical idea. So you look at the link and I saw it's not the Amazon link at all. To prevent me from going insane. Oh, okay, that's good. To be more productive, to be more energetic. Yes, we want all these things. Okay, that's good enough. Now, let's look at some common understanding of the mind itself. One more answer. Let me read this out. Even the so-called influencers on Instagram and other sites, they make us buy things in the name of health. Okay. You've come, since I have this experience in marketing, I'll be sharing my experience as well in marketing, how we sell things and how interesting it is. There are Instagram influencers who get paid. I think Virat Kohli, he gets paid about 1.5 crore for one tweet. So that's the amount of influence he has over people. Okay, focused on day-to-day chores. Okay, let me move on. They say, watch your thoughts, because your thoughts become your words. Your thoughts, what you're thinking, become your words. Okay. They say, watch your words, because your words become If you see law schools or if you see the court, they always see in crime, has this person any intention? Has he expressed in the past, I want to commit this crime? And if he has done so, or there's serious implications for it. Then they say, watch your actions because they become your habits. Something small, something very easy, something that looks okay one time, but very, very serious. Then watch your habits because they become your character. Today when we speak of leadership, I've been to different forums and different institutes, NITs, Symbiosis, and all these different places. So they all speak about this character-based leadership. They have so many examples of big people who have accomplished so many things. The recent one is Bill Gates, right? I read a newspaper uh, headline which said, "Boy genius who was going to save the world," to another hashtag Me Too story. See how badly the publicity has gone. You see, so this is one of the recent stories that we have seen, how a good person can just because of lack of character can lose everything in his life. In fact, he's out of the board of Microsoft, and people are as people. There's one speculation that it's because of all these accusations. And they say, watch your character because that's going to define where you're going to reach in your life. So it began with your mind, your thought, and all the way it comes to your destiny. So today we're going to go to the root. Somebody may say, why the mind? What's the big deal with the mind? We all know mind is like a monkey. Somebody had shared very nicely. So when we go back all the way, the core of changing anything in your life is not on the outside. It's on the inside. Let me tell you, there was an experience. So a few years back, we were doing some feeding programs in jail. We'd help people come out of their anger issues. In jail, there are hardened criminals and their experience of life is very different. Many times when they go to jail, it's not that they become better, they become more criminal. The thinking goes further. So we thought, why not do some programs? So I was speaking to one of the devotees who was heading that. He shared when he was in that jail, he met a murderer. This man had committed a very serious crime and he was serving a lifetime in prison. That means almost some 40 years or something is like a lifetime in prison. Then he was speaking to him. This man looked well educated and he was speaking very fluently. And then they asked him what happened. Why are you here? You look so intelligent and smart. He said, "Oh, you see, I'm actually a doctor." And he has a degree from some foreign countries as well. The devotee was shocked. Why are you here? What did you do? Surely it must have been some mistake in your hospital. He said, no, actually, I was having anger issues. There's to be a lot of pressure and stress. And because of that, one day I was talking with my wife and some discussion came up. And then I got so upset, I beat her and she got injured and she passed away. And he was regretting that. Now you see all in his life, because I'm giving a very extreme example. It's not this way in everyone's life, but this can be the end destiny if we don't learn how to control. Now, people who have successfully controlled their mind, Jack Dorsey, the CEO of Twitter, if you see one of the great leaders in the world who gives values, he follows certain morals, and he says, I meditate every day. In fact, for his birthday last year, he took out some time and meditated and then came back. So that's what he did on his birthday. So when you see the world level leaders, mind control becomes a very important aspect. Unless you control your mind, you cannot manage people under you. And a leader means what? He knows his mind, he controls his mind, and therefore he can inspire others, he can handle other people's minds. And then that's what a leader is. You are an inspiring figure. So if you need to be a leader in today's society, you need to know how to control your. So we have thousands of thoughts every day. And it's a big thought factory, continuous. There's no stop. One thing to another thing to combining things. You just don't see anything. Scientists say we have roughly about 60,000 thoughts every single day. Now, don't ask me how they came to this number, but this is what is the common agreed upon numbers. There are much higher numbers as well, but I think this is like something that's popular. Today, we're able to control satellites. Right? India is one of the leaders in space technology, but unfortunately, we have failed to control our mind. It's like a racehorse, keeps on running. Even when you sleep, there's no pause for it. You have dreams, you imagine things, you have all these experiences, right? In fact, we may sit right here in this particular place looking at this whole show. And at the same time, we go to America, We think about what are they doing with the extra vaccines that they have. Then we may travel to Paris, see the Eiffel Tower, maybe with a special friend, and then go to Mars because Elon Musk sent you, right? So you go to Mars and then you come back to India again, and then you're back in the session. So the mind can keep on traveling. There's no boundary, there's no physical stoppage for the mind. The mind is very, very, very powerful. Okay, and then somebody wants to purchase Bitcoins. All the very best. You can share some with me as well. Okay. So you see, these are all the different aspects that we see in our day-to-day life, what mind does to us. So let's see the modern advanced society, how it works, how are we progressing. Ideally, technology should have made our life better because this was the big promise way back in the 1900s. Technology is going to change the world, and it has. Truly speaking, it has. If you look at life, it's so much more easier. You can purchase 1 week's food and store it in your fridge, right? Now the transistors have come to such an extent that you have a literally a computer on your hand. You have smartwatches, right? So it's almost like a computer on your hand. So we have, but there are also some downsides which we need to see. So this is a graph. We see that the number of crimes, violence, terrorism, murders, suicides, corruption, mental stress, rapes, divorces, drug addictions, all have been on the rise in India. You take any newspaper, any statistics, this is what they show. And what is the cause of all these evils today? If you ask, generally people speak about so many reasons. Like I remember a few years ago, there was one of the chief ministers of one of the states, very good intentioned person. He wanted to reduce crime. So he said, I'm going to install more cameras, more cameras. And I just remembered my final year project where we had done a project about security system for an ATM. But somebody can easily plug out the camera. Somebody can easily damage the camera. So what can you do at that particular point? So the real transformation is something that comes from within. It's not the outside you need to first transform, it's the inside. The Vedic literature says this. It says, if you have millions and billions of dollars, you have a lot of rupees, crores of rupees, then if I ask you, can you please give me a few thousand rupees? Or can you give me 1 lakh rupees? I need it for some cause. You can very easily give it. So they say in our life, our happiness and our thoughts, positive thoughts, should make us rich. 1 crore, 100 crore, 1,000 crores. Then you see automatically you attract all the richness in and around. Okay, some points in chat. Okay, so some of you I feel okay. So my volume is low. Okay, let me just adjust that. Please give me a minute. I hope I'm better audible now.
Yeah, it's better, sir. Now it's better.
Okay, thank
It
you.
was audible. Maybe from their end, the student, some network issues might have been there. Is it okay, Rakshit, now? Okay, it's done. Yes, Prabhu, sir. Okay.
Okay, thank you. Okay. Some revealing facts about India. Now, somebody may say, "Is this true? Is this only in foreign? Is this in India? Is what are you speaking?" So we collected some facts on mental health. So a study conducted by WHO shows that this was in 2015, 1 in 5 Indians may suffer from depression in their lifetime. That's equivalent of 200 million people. That's equivalent of 200 million people. And then India is the most depressed country. They say this in India today. I do not know how much facts are there and the process for it. I did try to find out much. Mental pain is less dramatic than physical pain, but it is more common and also harder to bear. A study reported in WHO conducted by NCMH, that's our organization, states that at least 6.5% of Indian population. So NCMH is National Care for of Medical Health. That's a good organization there. Suffers from some form of serious mental disorder. This is very surprising. It says if you're working in India, uh, on an average, they say that 43%, this is from Ashosham, they calculate like when you have tsunami, how much loss happened. So they are chambers of commerce. So they say that about 43% of Indians who are working will go through stress, anxiety, and some of them may even go through depression. You may say, what about US? Is US the same? Yes, US is probably in much worse situation than India. It said at any moment of time given, there are about 1 in 5 people in US who are consuming antidepressants. This is the stage in US. And two out of 5 students, sorry, 1 out of 5 students also seek medical help and counseling for psychological problems. This is about mental health in US. So there are different studies that produce different details and different informations, and you can all go through this. All this is available, you can find it, you can search whether what I'm saying makes a sense. Okay, so let's have a reality check. Let's see how our life is going on. Check if you feel anxious or nervous. Check, do you frequently worry about small things? When you say insignificant, it means small things. And do you feel tired or short of energy, or when you get up in the morning, you don't feel alive? You don't feel, yes, here is a purpose. Come on, let me get out of my bed. So check if you feel any of these things, or at least two of these three things, then there is a better scope for controlling the mind. That means we can work with controlling our mind. I'm going to speak about mind control right now. But before I enter into that, I want you to close your eyes, sit straight. We're not going to do something big, but something very easy, something enjoyable to understand our mind better. Because I'm speaking so many things, but if you don't have an experience, how would it be realistic? Okay. I want all of you to sit straight, close your eyes, take a deep breath, relax. Forget for a few moments that you are in your room. Just forget that you're in your room, you're sitting there, and just forget all of these things. Okay. Let's say you're vaccinated, you're ready to go out. So after a long time, you're out. Don't go out now. There's a lockdown going on. But just imagine in your mind, you're going out, and there's a beautiful forest area. You're on a trek with your friends. So you reached somewhere a slightly hilly region, which is very nice. Warm sun, you're on a picnic. So you have nice food, you made nice sandwiches. So you have all these things. So you've arranged it, and you see there are some beautiful birds. I want you to slow down and hear the birds chirping. So the birds make sweet noises. So imagine yourself there with your friends, your loved ones. You're very happy. You're very happy. You got your freedom back. There are a lot of beautiful trees, flowers, many bushes, fruits. Some butterflies are flying around. They're around you, and you're trying to catch them, play around with them. You're laughing, smiling. Everyone's happy. Everyone's happy. So as you follow these butterflies, you realize there's a very beautiful, crystal clear pond nearby. And at the pond, you see there are some baby elephants. Some baby elephants are splashing water. You also see a bunch of monkeys playing around. So you call your friends, they all join in. You're planning to take a swim. So you're playing around, and all of a sudden, you see among the monkeys, there is a pink colored monkey. Imagine this, there's a pink colored monkey, and you're surprised, you're wonderstruck, and you're amazed. You move towards that monkey, and that monkey offers you a fruit. So you're very happy, you're smiling, and you're looking at that monkey. And then the monkey is looking at you, and it pulls your hair and runs off, jumps off. So now you're chasing that monkey, and then you fall down into the water, and you're laughing. You're laughing heartily. You also see the monkeys splashing some water, and you start playing with all these animals, and you're enjoying this whole scene. Slowly, this monkey climbs on your head, and you're also laughing, and then it jumps into the water. Pink colored monkey. First time in your life you've seen this. It's a pink colored monkey. I hope all of you are imagining this. Keep your eyes closed just a few more seconds. Pink colored monkey, happy, water, fruits, sunshine, the warmth of sunshine, fragrant flowers, all these things, so amazing. Now, I want you to do one thing, stay there in the scene. the monkey is playing right in front of you, the pink colored monkey, stop seeing that monkey. No, don't play with the monkey, don't touch the monkey, don't push the monkey, nothing. Stop seeing that monkey. One, two, no pink monkey. Don't see that pink monkey. Don't imagine the pink monkey. Okay. All of you can open your eyes. All of you can slowly open your eyes. I know definitely a wonderful imagination. I hope nobody went into sleep thinking of the good situation there. Okay. I want to see a show of hands. You can all use the raise hand option. I want to see how many of you immediately could stop, or how many of you could not immediately stop seeing the pink monkey. I want to see a show of hands. How many of you could not immediately stop? Trust me, when I did it the first time, I couldn't also immediately stop. So it's a fact. You were imagining it, then I said stop seeing the pink monkey, but still you could not stop seeing. I said don't imagine the pink monkey, but the first thing you'd have done is imagine the pink monkey. Okay, some of you are raising hands. Yes, yes. You can all raise your hands frankly, because I myself was not able to do it. I started seeing the elephant. Yes, that's a good one. Yes, mine jumps like this. Okay, there is some more comments. Let me read them out. We start seeing it more. Yes, I also started. This happened to me the first time when I tried it. I was like, oh, here, don't see the pink monkey. Focus fully on the pink monkey. This is what happened to me too. Yes. Okay, so a good number of you have experienced this. Yes. So if you see, there are two beautiful things we can understand about the nature of the mind, how our mind works. I'm trying to simplify everything as keep it as easy as possible, probably sometimes even oversimplifying. The first thing is our mind is very creative, very imaginative, and hence it also is very turbulent. Okay, let me speak of these two things. When you say mind is very creative, what does this mean? This means that mind is very beautiful. Have you ever seen a pink monkey in real life? Think of this. It itself is a funny thing. I mean, pink colored monkey. How can a pink colored monkey exist? There's nothing called as a pink color. There's no new species unless any of you biotechnically engineer one in the future. But there's no pink monkey. Our mind combined pink color and a monkey together. So your mind has the ability to mix things. So our mind is so powerful. It's such a wonderful tool. But our mind also keeps jumping from one topic to another. Mind keeps jumping from one topic to another. Like for example, some of you said I saw the elephant. I saw something else. And the third point, when I said don't see the pink monkey, many of us saw only the pink monkey. Everything else vanished, only the pink monkey. So our mind focuses on don't do's than the do's. Morning, I want to get up at 5 o'clock and get fit. This COVID time, I'm going to get six-pack abs and I'm going to be fully buffed up. Many of you might plan this. Or size zero. You may plan all these things. And then morning 5 o'clock comes and then the alarm starts ringing, right? And we all know how we hit the snooze button, right? So, or 5:10, 5:15, 5:20, 5:25, 5:30. So this keeps on going. And finally you wake up, wash your face, and then you're half dressed, and then you're having breakfast, and in between you're also attending class. Happens to many of us. Why? Because our mind has control over us. So let us understand the mechanism of the mind. The mind is very obstinate. Obstinate means, in Kannada we call it hata. In Hindi we say ziddi. So it's very obstinate. I won't listen to you. It's adamant. Mind is very adamant. Okay. Therefore, if you control the mind, you become extremely powerful. Okay. So one may say, is mind good or bad? Is my mind my friend or enemy? It's a big question. So what do you all say? I want to compare this with a knife. Is a sharpened knife very sharp? You touch it, it's going to leave you with a cut. Sharp knife. Is it good or bad? Let me know. Send in your answers. What do you feel? Good or bad? What do you say? What's your opinion? Send it to me in the chat section. I want to hear from all of you. Okay, bad, good, bad, good, good, good. Depends on the user. Good, good. Okay, good. Okay, bad. Use. Okay, need. Okay. Oh, very good. If you're very smart, you're giving very wonderful answers. You all know, huh? You all know the answer to this. Better than a blunt one. Okay, I too know that, but in this case, let's see. Sharp knife is safer than a blunt one. Okay, good if handled properly. Yes, all of you have given wonderful answers. Some of you have said, "Oh yes, very good answers. Very good answers." Okay, the simple answer to this is how we use the knife determines whether it is good or bad. That means the knife does not have an intrinsic quality of being good or bad. Okay, some more answers here. Yes, yes, it depends on the user's state of mind. Somebody has put it even more beautifully. This knife, imagine you're carrying 1 crore rupees cash and you're going, let's say you had a startup, so you got some funding and you're going to purchase something, 1 crore rupees, you have it in cash. You're going, it's evening 7:30, and then there's a masked man. He comes with a knife and says, "Hey, hand me over that suitcase." Oh, we'll all be terrified. We'll be like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" So then the knife becomes bad. The same knife in the, let's say, a surgical knife in the hands of a surgeon can save somebody's life. So it's absolutely dependent upon the user. And when we specifically say user, it all goes back to the mind. It all goes back to the mind. In fact, Krishna says this, Bandhur Atmana Atmanas Tasya Yenatman Naibatma Jitaha Anatmanastu Shatrutve Vartamatma Iva Shatruvat. What does this mean? He says, for he who has conquered the mind is the best of friends. But for one who has failed to do so, his mind will be his greatest enemy. So, how you utilize your mind, how you apply your mind is going to determine whether your mind is going to be your friend or your enemy. In fact, another scripture says this, one who thinks he has enemies is an ignorant man. A person in knowledge knows that there are no enemies but the ones within, that is the uncontrolled mind and senses. You see, this is a true fact. We actually don't see any enemy on the outside. It's because of the state of mind. Somebody you consider friend, somebody you consider enemy, and we have desire. Somebody who favors your desire is good, somebody who doesn't favor your desire is bad. Yes, isn't it? Look at the world. Why do people fight? Why are there big wars? If you look at the whole scene and scenario of the world, you see that there's somebody who, one person did something to another person and they fight. In India also, you heard in the past, at least villages will fight because some two families have a fight. So you see, all this is because of an uncontrolled mind. Okay. So let's look into solutions. Of course, I cannot go deep into the solutions because the solutions themselves need to be practiced, they need to be applied. I'm going to discuss a few of them, maybe try one or two of them. And I'll give you an opportunity where you can explore these options if you're interested. Okay. There are three methods we say you can control your mind. The first one is called the physical method. The second one is called the mental method. And the third one is known as the spiritual method. If you see, there's a spiritual renaissance that's going on, a spiritual revolution that's taking place in the world. More and more people are coming to this particular idea of taking all three methods. Why are all three methods important? Way back in the past, way back till 1905, people thought IQ was something that's very important. That's called intelligence quotient. But then they studied, then there are researchers in the current time who have studied all the different histories, and they come to a conclusion, it's not just intelligence that helps you, it's not just physical talent, but there's something that needs to bind all these things together. So we'll explore more as we go through. The first thing is physical methods. Now, what are these physical methods I'm talking of? Now, physical methods could be exercises, yogasanas, pranayama, there are kriyas, and then sitting postures. Now, one may say, how does this bring in a big difference? I mean, yogasanas and breathing exercises, how do they help you? Yes. Is it a little bit different from gym? Definitely different from gym. Both are good. Definitely. Any exercise for the body is good. Here, when you do yoga, yoga is done in a more calm and peaceful state. That means your mind is considered. It's not about pushing more weights and being more strong. It's not about that. It's about getting into harmony. It's about getting into a relationship. In a relationship, now if you look at two people, if there's a good relationship, each one respects the other, and each one gives the freedom. It's not like, oh, I like this, so you have to make this. That's not a good relationship. There's some leeway, there is some adjustment, there's some understanding. Similarly, in yogasana, we start understanding and building a relationship with the body. So there's no stress on the body, and yogasanas are long term. The second one is pranayama. So let's try one simple pranayama. Very easy, very simple. All of you can stand up once and sit down. If possible, you can squat, not squat, sorry, sit with folded legs. Okay. Sit with your back relaxed, not straight, back relaxed. All of you can close your eyes. We're going to breathe, take in deep breaths. We're going to do some deep breathing so that we feel nice about how oxygen makes you feel. Let's consciously make an effort. All the while, when I'm telling you to breathe, I want you to focus on how the air goes through your nostril and inside. I want you to focus on this. I want to put your attention on that. So, um, get ready. Slowly inhale, take a deep, big breath. Use your abdomen region to breathe in deeply. Slowly, deep breath. As much as you can, the big, you should feel like a balloon. You're fully filled up and tight. And once you're done, hold it there. Hold your breath for a few counts. I'm going to start counting. Hold it there. Focus all the while how you're feeling, how the air is moving around. Keep your focus inside. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now slowly exhale. Have control over how the air goes outside at a slightly faster pace, than your inhalation pace. Slowly exhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay. Let's do it one more time. Inhale deeply but slowly. Take a deep breath. Hold it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Feel that pressure. Feel that air wanting to bust out. Feel that. Okay. Now slowly breathe out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. All of you can open your eyes. How many of you felt refreshed? How many of you felt so relaxed and so much better? You can raise your hands. I mean, whoever tried, you can let me know if you felt good. Just 2 times we did simple thing. We took in deep breath and we tried to feel nice. That's all. As simple as breathing. Simply your air. This could change your whole experience. Okay. Okay, so a good number of you felt it. Very nice. Very happy to know this. I'm sure many more of you would have also felt this. Thank you very much. Okay. Then kriyas are known as purificatory processes. And then we have sitting postures. You see, so nicely your mind feels calm. All your distractions are gone. So many other thoughts are gone. So air or breathing is connected to how our mind functions. That's why even in modern day science says this, that if there's a low oxygen supply in your room, you'll start yawning and you'll start feeling sleepy. You'll start feeling sleepy. Of course, with today's pandemic, you know how important oxygen is. Right? Let me tell you about a very interesting research done by Dr. Harry Goldberg. So, Dr. C. Warburg, he's a Nobel Prize winner and he's the director of Max Planck Institute for Cell Physiology. So, these people study how the cell works, what happens in the cell, how they change. So, they study the cell physiology, right? So, they studied the effect of oxygen on brain cells, and he was able to turn normal cells into malignant cells simply by lowering the amount of oxygen available to them. That means they were normal cells and they become cancerous. When you say malignant, means they're malfunctioning or cancerous. Cancer cell is one of the malignant cells. So they malfunction, they don't do their normal function simply by reducing the oxygen supply to them. You see how important breathing is. He was so Dr. Harry Goldberg in the Journal of Experimental Medicine, he Goldblatt, sorry, he described these experiments he conducted with a species of rats that have never had any malignant growth. That means they have never had any abnormality in cells. They have been healthy. So he took the rats and divided them into three groups, and one of the three groups, he scooped out some cells, brain cells, then put them, and uh, one group, he took the cells, and those cells were not given any oxygen supply. The other two group of rats, he scooped out brain cells, and they were given oxygen. Those brain cells were given oxygen. After some time, he put those cells back. Okay, so about roughly 30 minutes, right? And he found that after a few weeks, many of the cells died, where the oxygen was not supplied. Of course, that is very much known. Then many of them became malignant. So rats started growing some white hairs. Those rats in group 1, where the oxygen supply was not sufficient, they started having malignant growths. And this showed the importance of air breathing. So when we say you have to control your mind, especially the research with brain, it shows that you need pranayama. Okay. So, good oxygenation of blood, deep breathing, all this is one process. We have anyway discussed this, so I'll go to the next one. The next is the mental method. So, mental methods can be of many varieties, and I'm sure all of you would have experienced a few of these. One is concentration. Then they say concentrate on a particular thing to bring your mind out of certain distractions, or affirmation and self talk. Yes, I can do it, I can win. Positive thinking, then changing of mental attitudes. So there is they do the CBT therapy and all these things. These are called as mental methods. They called mental methods. So when people go through this mental methods, they feel very active, they feel very nice. Like if somebody says you're very good, you're amazing, you're such a wonderful person, we're very happy to meet you, you feel naturally positive and happy. And then somebody scolds you, the opposite effects takes place. In fact, there's a research. Of course, it's slightly debated upon even in the medical community. There's something known as placebo effect and nocebo effect. Now, placebo effects, they've done some research papers. Some say that if a person is very positive, very happy, and he feels that I'm going to heal, I'm going through good treatment, I'm going to heal, his immunity goes up by almost 30%. And if a person is negative, this is known as nocebo effect, the person's immunity drops. So, feeling positive has some correlation with your body's health and mind system. So, the whole research, of course, there's a lot of research that's going on. There are some counter studies as well. I must definitely mention them. But this is very popular. And this is there since 18th century, where a person called Dr. Haggard started researching. Their company made a public notification that we have a magic wand and that can cure you. So this Haggard was very surprised because he was a doctor. How can such a thing happen? So he took just a wooden stick and wrapped it around with some metal, just to make it look like that magic wand, and he moved it around his patients, and he saw that his patients were feeling very active and very positive, and he was very surprised. How are these patients who are lying in bed thinking they're very sick? They are all feeling very active and positive. Some of them felt very happy. Of course, it was not a full recovery. It is not a replacement for medicine. Please don't misunderstand this or misinterpret this. But it did help them feel better, and it reduced the problem. We say from the Vedic point of view that you really have some problem in this life, that is about 15%. But the way the mind makes it look, oh, it is so big, oh, it's such a blunder, it is such a mess. So that is the job of the mind. So we need to look into how our mind works. Okay. So um, the nature of mind is to see two ways, positive and negative. That's how the mind works. But we have recorded these thoughts. We are responsible for what goes in. That's why it's not just about food when we speak of health today. It's also about all the advertisements that you consume. Why do you think when you are watching your favorite video, you like something, you click, you start watching it, why does an ad play? Because the right combination of chemicals exists there. It's the best period for marketing a tool. Like when you like a video, you're feeling happy about it, that chemicals take some time to change and vary. So in that gap, if I place a marketing ad, because I was into marketing, if somebody places that marketing ad, your mind starts liking that product. The moment you think of toothpaste, you'll probably think of Colgate. Or moment you think of ordering online, you'll probably immediately think of Zomato, because that's what you've seen, that's what's gone into your mind. It's a subconscious thing. So these are some mental methods. Many times we focus on weakness and shortcomings. We see the glass as half empty rather than half full. So we don't see the good aspects of our life, we start criticizing. One good aspect you can take, which the Vedic literature recommends, is the sense of gratitude. You can say thanks every day for three things in your life. You can say, I have wonderful parents and I got good food today. As simple as that. Or I got to hear something about my mind and I learned something new. So it could be anything in your life that's very, very simple and tiny. But by you just see telling thanks every day towards the end of your night, you're gonna develop a very positive and very attractive attitude. Okay. We also say do one thing at a time because we are hardwired to do one thing at a time. Now you may say, what about multitasking? I've heard so much about multitasking and I believe in it. Yes, that's a very good point. When you multitask, what happens is you're placing your attention on one object, withdrawing it, putting it on another object, withdrawing it again, putting it on the third object. It's not like your attention is divided into many things. No, that's why you feel exhausted very easily when you do multitasking. We humans are hardwired to do one thing at once. We cannot concentrate on multiple things. In Russian proverb, there's a Russian proverb. They say, if you chase two rabbits at a time, you'll catch neither one of them. Right? So this brings us to a big question. What can be a full-fledged final method? So we saw some physical methods, we saw some intellectual methods. What can be the combination of both? How can we have a combination of both? This is where the spiritual techniques come in, the long term process, the final process. Let's do a simple activity. I think some of you might have attended some sessions. If you know the answers, please don't answer. But here's a question for all of you. Let's see how many of you get it. The quickest one. There's a beaker of water and I put 2 spoons of mud into it and shook it up for whatever reason. Now I can't drink this water. It was good, clear mineral water with all Himalayan water or whatever you have. Now I can't drink this water. So I want to purify this water. So, what is the process to purify this water? Simple physics question. How can I purify this water? I want all the mud out. I don't want the mud. I want to drink clear water again. So, how can I purify this water? Please send me your answers in the chat section. Okay, one quick answer has come up. Keep it for a long time with patience. Don't shake it. Wait for it to settle down. Okay, good answer. Many of you have sent in this answer. Now, assume I've kept it for some time. Slowly it has settled down. This is called a mental method. We just applied a mental method. One small provocation. I just have to put the spoon in and shake it up. Let's say you had a bad day and somebody tells you, go and do this. Immediately your anger bursts out. That is nothing but settle down dust in the mind. Settle down dust in the mind is what causes short tempered nature. So we get angry suddenly. It's not our nature to be short tempered, but sometimes for small things we explode and then, oh my God, why did I do this? So definitely that cannot be a final solution. I'll just shake it up. Again, all the mud comes up. Okay. Use a filter paper. Good solution. But let's say we don't have this option with our own mind. You can't unzip here and then remove your brain, put it through some surf excel dag ache. So remove the dag and then dry it and then put it back in. That cannot happen. So you can't use a filter paper for your own mind. Sedimentation doesn't work because you just have to shake it again and all the mud is back in. All the mud is back in. That means you're not removed the mud. The mud is still there. The same way, the things we want to take out of our mind, probably the negative thoughts, they're still there somewhere, but they're just not in the forefront. It looks clean on the outside. Okay. Okay, one of you have given the right answer. So if you take this beaker, turn the tap with high pressure water and keep the beaker right below this tap, the fresh water goes in, pushes out all the dirt, and then you get only a glass of clear water. This is known as the spiritual method. It gives you a final, full-fledged solution, right? So what are these spiritual methods? So let's look at these spiritual methods. So, one very powerful external input to our body and mind system is knowledge and wisdom. If you want to make right choices, if you want to decide which emotion to feel when, if you want to have that kind of a power, then it's through knowledge and wisdom. Simple example. Let's say you want to go out to buy something or meet your friend, Then suddenly, when you're about to step out in the morning, let's say you've forgotten all the things, your intelligence will tell you, hey, wait, there's a lockdown going on, don't go out, isn't it? So it is knowledge and wisdom can control your action. So the first thing is to read thought provoking books. They can change the way you think and feel. So there are two scientists, Dana Zohar and Ian Marshall. So they say that IQ is the most brilliant intelligence. If you have this, then you'll be very happy in life. Simple thing. What is sorry, SQ is the most important thing. What is spiritual quotient? What is SQ? We have heard of IQ and we have heard EQ. What is SQ? So IQ is about, let's say you're running a race. We've all had this experience in school. Let's say you're running a race. In that race, how fast you must run, how much distance you have to cover, who are all your competition. You see all these things and you calculate. So the speed, body movement, all this is known as IQ. Now, what is EQ? EQ is that challenging spirit. Yes, I need to win. Staying positive, staying motivated is known as EQ, emotional quotient. But SQ is a very big thing. SQ is when you see, why am I running this race? What's the prize I have got here? What's the whole purpose? What's the whole meaning behind this race? When you look into that, then you feel a sense of fulfillment. Then all the other two things are taken care. When you know this is the prize, 1 crore is the prize, I'm going to go to the Olympics, then you're inspired, you're charged up naturally. So therefore SQ becomes the ultimate intelligence. So enhanced SQ purifies your mind, strengthens your intelligence as well. If one properly follows the instructions of the Gita, one can be freed from all miseries and anxieties of life. One will be freed from all fears. This is from the Gita Mahatmya. So Mark Twain also says, "The man who does not read good books has no advantage over those over who cannot read them." So an illiterate and a literate becomes the same if he does not read good books. Another very powerful tool is chanting of mantras. So we have had this since Vedic times. So what is a mantra? Many of you have heard this word mantra, but what does it mean? In fact, different religions also have this. They have it under different names. Somebody may call it a prayer, different names, but every religion has this. The word mantra, man means the mind, and tra, which means to deliver. Something that can deliver your mind and its functions completely over to you. This is known as mantra. Okay. So there is a research here, physioacoustic stimulation. They found that simply using sound, they can reduce anxiety, they can control depression, and they were able to cure insomnia. In fact, this is one researcher who says this. He's Jeffrey Thompson. In one simple study, sound meditation technique used for 20 minutes a day caused profound changes in blood pressure, stress handling ability, immune response, and feeling of well-being. Something we knew in India long ago, right? So mind control will result in all these wonderful things which we look for in life. First one is positive attitude and a positive viewpoint of life. I said giving gratitude every day, thanking. Then development of excellent memory, creativity, and good health. I spoke about how yogasanas and pranayam, they promote good health. They also promote excellent memory, and your mind is not disturbed. You can easily focus and creativity. Then improved personal relationships. At least with the world going online, we want to feel very positive and good relationships. Then increase self confidence. We all want these things in life, and we keep looking outside, but it comes from the inside. Okay. In shorts, the major problem we face today is because of an uncontrolled mind. We discussed about the three methods: physical, mental, and spiritual. We had an overview, and we see that the spiritual method is a long term purification process. It gives you a long term option, it gives you a long term solution. You don't have to worry, struggle after that. I want you to remember this line: rule your mind or it will rule you. Rule your mind or it will rule you. You can all post your questions and answers. We have a few minutes to go. In the meanwhile, if you felt this session was interesting, you found something new about your mind, you felt thrilled, you felt, yes, I want to learn more. I want to control my mind. I want to explore what are these physical, mental, and spiritual methods. Then here are some options. Already one of you asked, can we do something more? So here is the whole option. We have a workshop known as Yoga for Happiness. Now, this is a workshop that's going to help you very easily adopt to the spiritual processes which can solve material, mental, and intellectual level challenges. So these are spiritual solutions that you get. And is this something new? No. I am Ahmedabad is drawing lessons from Gita to train future corporate leaders. I am Lucknow is introducing a core value systems session. And if you see their websites, they also have this project courses based on the Vedic literatures, right? So this is one thing. So they have corporate communication insights from the Gita. Why? Because the spiritual solution is a long-term solution. What's the use of having a leader who's going to go 10 years down the line become extremely corrupt, right? Revenue management and dynamic pricing is from Gita, right? Then again, this is from IIM Bangalore. It's from their official websites. So they're going to draw some unique contributions of deep study from Indian scriptures. Then the whole thing is very unique. So this session which you're going to attend is also uh, a certified course. You see, you get a certificate with International Society for Krishna Consciousness. Tomorrow, anywhere you go, you're going to write higher exams or you're going to try for MS. Anything that you try, you can use this particular certificate. It also adds value because when you go to West, it's not just about who you are and how much you've scored. There's a very different education system in the West. We have our clubs even in Boston at MIT and Harvard. These programs, something similar to what you have, probably a little more different in design. So there also we see that people love these programs and they add value to their life. So you can have this certificate. Imagine this: you have this certificate in your job resume or something different that you have done. So that is what this is all about. So what can you expect in this workshop? What's this all about? The first one is self management: how to manage my emotions to achieve my desires. This is the first step. The second one is how to control your mind through yoga and meditation. How do you do this? There's some practical tips. You will also practice this in your day-to-day life. Then relationships. So some of us know the secret and magic of relationships. You would have seen some people in your family or in your friend circle. They can just go and talk to anyone, connect with anyone, feel nice. And relationship is very important for our good mental health. We are social beings, right? Because that's why people cannot take a lockdown, because they feel locked down. They feel pressurized. It's like I can't meet people, I can't go out, so they can't experience. We are social beings. So how to build happy relationships? Then balancing your study life, improving your skills, entrepreneurship, and wherever you want to go, you need a balance. So how do you build skills and how do you bring balance? And then habits. So we studied from the Vedic literatures, there are 5 specific habits that you need to be successful in this world. And we studied successful people in the world, and at least they have 3 to 4 of these habits without fail. Without fail, they have these habits. You're going to learn them and how to develop good habits, how to not um, have bad habits, how to give up. If you think, how did I get my bad habit? You'll never know. And bad habit does not mean only smoking or drinking. It can also be getting up late. It can also be ignoring your health. It can also be eating unhealthy food. All these things come under bad habits. So you can attend these workshops live through Zoom. We have different batches. So every day from 6 p.m. to 6:40 p.m. It's a 40-minute session for each module. So Monday is self-management, Tuesday is yoga, Wednesday is relationship management, Thursday is work-life balance, and then habits for happiness. So you'll get your certificate online as well. So it's a wonderful program that we do all across the country. Many different organizations, institutions, colleges, they all join us. So here's an opportunity for you as well. Normally, now I know many of you might like this. Normally, in a corporate setup, we charge about rupees 1,000 for all the people to attend this workshop, because 5 days it takes a lot of time. There's a lot of active modules, worksheets. You'll be going through activities you'll be performing. So you'll be a transformed person. You'll be a very active, happy person in control of your mind. So it's a very beautiful workshop. But since you're students, we don't want to drill a hole or into your pockets. I know that as students, even when I was a student, we'd be on pocket money and all these things. So only for you, there's a 90% discount. So we are charging rupees 100 for students. We're not going to charge more than that. We're just going to charge rupees 100 for students. Here is the link for you. I hope the link is active. Praveen?
Yes, yes, no. Posted
Okay.
it.
So the link is active. If you use this promo code, you get a 90% discount. This this link is available for the next 20 minutes. So please go ahead and register yourself. Please use this promo code. You'll see rupees 1,000. Please use this promo code to register yourself. This will really help you. It's a wonderful workshop to start with, and you can begin with the workshops right away in the upcoming week or any time you want. You may feel, oh, I'm busy today. What can I do this week? I don't have time. No problem. You can choose, you can schedule, reschedule any number of times. You can choose your date and work on your mind. Today we explored, right, how important it is to control the mind. All of you said, if its mind is like a knife, then I should know how to control it. It's not just you. Imagine IIMs are thinking of the same things. IITs are thinking of the same thing. World level, Harvard, MIT, people are thinking of the same thing. How do I control this mind? So if you control that, then you're a real winner in life. So go ahead, take this choice. It's a good opportunity for all of you. Go ahead, register right now, bit.ly/yogabit. You enter your promo code there and you can easily register. If you use the discount code, you get the discount. Okay, please post your questions. I'd like to hear from all of you.
Students, if you have got any questions, you can just post it.
A student to ask the question. I request a student to ask the question. Unmute yourself and ask the question.
Please go ahead. You can ask your questions.
Or you can put in the chat box, whichever way.
Whatever makes you feel comfortable, do that. If you want to ask me any questions, you can put it down in the chat box. Or if you want to unmute yourself and ask, go ahead. Option is up to you. Please feel free. Don't hesitate. Don't feel shy. You can send it to me in the chat if you feel that I don't want my name to come out. I don't want somebody to know me. You can send it to me in the chat. Okay, I see 3. Okay, they're statements. They're not questions. Okay.
So there's one question from Mohan Mahadev.
Okay.
He wants to know, once the person asked why the people keeps thinking about negative, because surrounding him or her are negative. So just you want.
1 second. Let me just, is that in the, okay, I think it's
Chat
in the
box.
chat.
No, yeah,
I'll just check that out. I'll just check that out. Thank you so much for helping me out.
The question is in.
Once the person asked why people keep thinking about negative, because surrounding him or her are negative. So example, news channels, or keep it for a long time. Okay, so yes, the one true factor is what surrounds you also influences your mind. What kind of people you're with. The Vedic literatures, there's a example that always spend time with people of good character or who are better than you. This is always told in the Vedic literature. Why? Let's say I'm with a drunkard. You don't have to associate, you don't have to make friends with him, but you will naturally develop the same tendency. Let's say I'm with a person who's scoring very good marks. My tendency and thoughts and challenges will be something similar to the other person. I'll also feel, okay, I also want to score good marks. I also, oh, he's thinking about Microsoft. Why not let me also try? So this will be our thought process. If you watch movies that are horror based and you don't like them, at least I used to never like them. I've not watched movies for at least like 5-6 years now. I used to never like horror movies. I don't get good sleep because mind got disturbed. Imagine 3 hours of associating with a movie can do that. Now what about all the inputs that you get? Let's say you keep on seeing negative news, you keep on seeing negative things, you keep on talking to people who are not very positive or who have bad habits. Naturally we are going to get into a cycle of uh, it's a, I would say, a vicious cycle of thinking negative. You're feeding negative. Mind is like a tape recorder. This is what I want all of you to understand. Mind is like a tape recorder. Whatever you want it to record, it will record, and then it will just replay. Mind is not some good or bad. It's just a tape recorder. What you put in, it will just replay. Now the problem is it replays it at random times. It replays it at random times till you know how to control your mind. That is why I said sedimentation does not work. You may leave the water, the dust settles down, the negative news is there somewhere back in the subconscious. You shake it and boom, it's back again. It's back into the negative situations. Yes, so that is one of the answers that I can give you. So yes, so use this workshop. Come join us. You'll see a lot of change. Okay, some more questions.
From Ashwini, what I have realized is we need to train the mind to always see.
I also have a few questions here.
Okay, just
Shall I
yeah.
take them? Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
And I'd also prefer without names. I think that would be much better. I think they may also feel comfortable that
Okay,
way.
fine.
How to overcome regret on bad decisions. Okay, first thing you have to know is past is dead and gone. We all live in our past or we live in our future. Krishna says, what is that? Brahma bhuta prasannatma na sochati na kankshati. Is neither hankering nor lamenting. That means you're emotionally in the present. We all make mistakes. Nobody is perfect. Trust me, you're very young, at least a few years older than you. I can tell you, we all make mistakes. Only thing, ask, when I made that mistake, did I try my best not to? Or was I fully aware? Why did that mistake happen? So intellectually see it rather than emotionally see it. Emotionally, past is gone. You can't change it except in your own mind. You see how should I not commit this mistake in the future? So you can take a positive step and see whether you have done your best in that particular situation. If these two things are taken care, you have no reason for regrets. You can be very happy. You know that that's the best you gave at that point of time. Nothing can be done. I rarely watch movies or series, but my friends keep suggesting and asking for it. Don't even know what to say to them. Um, but seriously, I have no answer why I don't. It might be your taste. You don't maybe like movies or you don't like that. You may have a different taste. Like somebody likes to ride bikes on a long journey. I never understood it even in my college days why they go on such long journeys. I tried it on a bullet. We went on a long journey and then I had back pain and body pain and all of it. I said, hey, dude, we could have taken a train, or we could have, those days, trains, no flights. So I could have taken a train and that would have been much better. And I said, wherever you want, we'll stop. Or we could have gone by car, keep a driver and go happily by car. One of us had a car that time. So happily go by car. Why all this back pain and body pain? And then I was so tired. I never liked it. But I had another friend who absolutely liked it. So it's about different tastes. It doesn't matter. There's nothing wrong with it. Maybe you have a different interest. You may read books or you may use your time in something else. Trust me, world level leaders, they don't spend time on movies, they spend time on books. A successful entrepreneur finishes one book every week. Even if you read top Zuckerberg or anybody's lifestyle, you'll see they keep on reading a lot of books. So books are the things that are going to add value to your intelligence. Okay, we need to realize to stay, keep our mind positive. How do you accept failures with a calm mind? You have to ask this question: when you fail, have you done your best? This is the question that you have to ask. If you haven't, that is where you feel, you may feel, how can I improve my efforts? Otherwise, there are 5 factors of success. I cannot describe all of them, but there are different factors of success. So you see, if you have planned everything right, just like if I want to climb Himalayas, it's not that everybody climbs Himalayas at the first go. They have A, B, C, D, E, and then the top point. Somebody may go till C and then come back. They have to be physically more fit to climb above. They're not able to do it further than that. So failure is seen as a stepping stone of success. We need to have a lot of determination to achieve our goals. We cannot give up on our goals. We have to see failure as a stepping stone. And also, what can I do of the bad bargain? Let's say because of failure I'm put in a bad situation. How can I make the best use of it? Like lockdown, there are so many things that are not working the way I want it to, but I see what can I do to make things work, at least a few things work. That's one way. How to improve decision making? I told you, thought provoking books. Decision is nothing but how much knowledge and wisdom you have. Thought provoking books give you that viewpoint. Like I read Vedic scriptures. Mahabharata is one of the books, epics, which speaks about dharma. Dharma is nothing but decision making on what is right and wrong. So when I read that, I see so many questions. What is right? What is wrong? What is right? What is wrong? What is right? What is wrong? And the epitome of that is, of course, in the Gita. So it's a question of dharma, or right and wrong. So we all need to learn decision making. Then read thought provoking books. Thought provoking books. Okay, so I want to understand the Vedic literature. So where can I start reading them? You can find a book, asitis.com. So you can find the book for free. It's available there, asitis.com. You can definitely read and find out. You can hear talks and all of these things, and you can go ahead. I request Praveen to share the feedback forms, so that I request all of you to please fill the feedback forms before you leave. This will help you get your certificate. We're going to send you an online certificate. Also share your feedbacks, what you felt about the session, what you liked, what you disliked. Do join us for this workshop. We'll be happy to see you in the future as well.
One question is there from the question and answer, sir. Can I
Yes.
ask?
Please. Yes,
Sir,
yes, please.
sir, what is the correct attitude we should have towards our work? From Bhagavad-Gita,
Okay.
from Bhagavad-Gita, I got to know that we are not supposed to think about the result, but only to work on that. But
Okay.
what I have experienced is, if I don't think about result, I won't be motivated enough to do the work. So can you please clarify this?
Oh, very good question. This is one of the most misunderstood verse in the Bhagavad Gita. Krishna says, Karmanne vadikaraste ma phaleshu kadachana. Krishna says that when you're working, don't be attached to your result. Now, why is this so? If anybody thinks in a little mature manner, the result is based on multiple factors. Like if you're in a team, you're working on a project, let's say your teammate forgot, like when I was doing my fourth year project, my teammate forgot to upload a code. And then we are trying so hard. Why? Because the whole model we built, some connections, all that I verified, this one upload was forgotten. And the door is not opening. Then I was really anxious. Why is it not happened? Why is it not coming? I was so upset about it. And the whole thing was one small problem. He came late and he told, hey, I forgot to upload the code. You see? So we have to be attached to the goals. Krishna, when he says don't be attached to your result, why does he say so? Because result is something that comes after you performed your action. Like after you write your exam, whether I'm going to get good marks, bad marks, that doesn't make any sense. But before you write your exam, you have something known as a goal. I want to score 99%. I want to score 95%. I want to score 85%. So Krishna is telling us to work on the goal and be inspired by the goal, not by the results that you get. Because results may come, may not come. Results may vary. You may be thinking this is right, that is right. And if you don't get the result, you'll give up the whole task. Like I cannot climb Himalayas. I failed once. I gave up. But if my goal, not my result, if my goal is I want to reach Himalayas, I will come back down, work for another 6 7 months, again reach the top. So Krishna is telling us if you want to have a healthy emotional state, you should be fixed on your goal, not by the results. Results teach you what went wrong. Like Elon Musk, he had 3 rocket launches right before it went. Before he could have a successful rocket launch, he had 3 rocket launches, right? Third one or the fourth one was successful, I don't recall clearly. So 3 times he failed, or 2 times he failed in his life, and millions of dollars are spent. People are making, NASA was making fun of him. So now he was fixed on his results. If he was fixed on his result, he would have given it up immediately. But he was fixed on his goal. What happens after you put your efforts, that's not going to determine you. It says, okay, this should I do, or should I not do this? Be fixed on your goal. I hope that answers.
One last question.
There is
Yes.
one question I think that required to be answered.
Okay.
In my family, one of the participants is asking, in my family, there are a lot of successful people earning a lot. They behave like they are most supreme. I am nothing. That makes me feel like, yes, I'm useless. Not able to tackle this thought.
Okay. So this is a wrong comparison that we have drawn. We have a bad comparison here. Look at yourself. I mean, what's your age? What are you doing? Have you given your best? They say all the 5 fingers are not the same. If all the 5 fingers were same, then you can compare. End of the day, after achieving all that success, all that happiness, what do you want in your life? You want to be happy. So if you are happy and he's also happy, how does it make a difference? So what are you comparing here? That's what is wrong. And second of all, know that you're very young. It doesn't matter. I've seen pride always cometh before the fall. They say this. Like when Titanic was a sail, the person said, even God cannot stop this ship. This was a big statement that was made when Titanic was on its first journey. And we all know what happened to Titanic. So pride always comes before the fall. Better to be humble. Definitely knowledge leads to power. If you ask me how does power come, knowledge leads to power. Step 2 is power. But without humility, without good nature, being proud and puffed up and bragging, you'll see that knowledge and power will be lost. Knowledge and power will be lost. So work towards your goals. Don't be inspired by people on the outside. Go on the inside. You have talents, you have skills, you have intelligence, you have abilities. Now you set certain goals for yourself. What makes you happy? That may make them happy, but does it also make you happy? Where is the you factor in it? So don't live other people's life, live your life. This is what Krishna is teaching Arjuna. Okay. I
One
request
last,
all of you to fill the feedback forms
Yeah,
so
just
that
told.
you can get the online certificate. So we are overshooting time, so you can tell me
Last,
when you want to.
one last question is there.
Yes.
How do we stop procrastinating?
Okay, how do we stop procrastinating? You attend the whole workshop. I would
Okay.
say it's not a 1 minute thing that I can tell. There are many aspects of the mind why we procrastinate that we have to see to understand why we procrastinate. Procrastination can be because of interest. I'm not interested in doing it. Procrastination may be because I'm lazy. My energy to enjoy, because when we do an activity, we have to enjoy it. Anything that gives me pain, I'm not going to do it. Procrastination may be because, like Krishna says, uncontrolled mind can be your enemy. So procrastination can be because I have spent my energy on Netflix. I've spent it on Amazon Prime. Now I don't have emotional energy to work with this particular project, this particular homework, this particular assignment. Procrastination may be because I don't understand its importance. What can it do to my life? Or it could be because what challenges I may face. So it could be any of these things. So yeah, so I think that answers the
Any
question.
question? Now we have come to the last leg of the webinar. I request Dr. Nityanand Chaudhary to present the vote of thanks. Sir.
It was a very fascinating speech by you. In fact, a workshop like of the things, and we'll look forward to have your another lectures. Maybe very soon we'll plan whenever it's a offline, because we want that this type of the lectures should go to the larger community, and with your physical presence, it will boost the morale of the student also, and learning will go further. So this has been a fantastic event for all our students, because it's a very difficult time, and in this difficult time, you have given them some tips to control their mind. I thank you very much, sir, for your time. I also thanks Samuk sir, Dr. Samuk from JSSHER, who has been very kind to give the Zoom link to us.
Thank you, sir.
Present throughout. Thank you, sir, throughout the session.
Thank you, sir.
Last but not least, I welcome and thanks all my students who have participated wholeheartedly and asked the questions with a very openness. Right, I have seen many sessions before that also. The students were not so much open, and they were not putting so much messages as you have given today. Thank you very much, dear students. Now tomorrow again we have very important sessions. That is, what does the industry expect from you while you are going for a job? So industrial expectation from you, a very renowned engineer we have called, and eventually he is the director technical of our institutions. So don't forget to join sharp at 4:50. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
I request all the students to once again give your feedback with the link provided. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, Anantadas sir. We expect some more interactions with you, as Professor said, on offline basis. So thank you, sir, for in spite of our busy schedule, you have given a wonderful talk. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.
I also thank Praveen Krishna for interacting with us and making this happen. Thank you, Praveen.
I also would like to thank Dr. C.V. Vinay, Dr. Nityanand Chaudhary, and Dr. Sumak, and of course all the wonderful students. You're so active. You also realized you're all intelligent. You at least know your mind is tricking you. So I wish you all the very best and all the success. I also want to thank your college and your principal, Mrityunjay sir, for organizing such a wonderful session, keeping in mind what the students need. So you're in good hands. All the very best. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. Thanks. Hare Krishna, Hare Ram.